So Kevin Durant left the Golden State Warriors, and he chose to go to the Brooklyn Nets in free agency. So did Kyrie Irving. They went to Brooklyn, New York. You got to know that. New York. If you're not in America, you may not know that. They went to New York City to play basketball. Kyrie signed a 4-year deal worth $142 million. Kevin Durant signed a 4-year deal worth $164 million. And look, first of all, I am so happy for the Brooklyn Nets. It's just awesome for them. By the way, Nets and Knicks are far too similar. Like, they both have an N sound at the beginning. I hate that. I'm glad that they're at least not both New York Nets, New York Knicks. Glad they at least have a different big name at the beginning. But right now, the Brooklyn Nets are sitting pretty. They're in a great position. There's all-time excitement. They really are. It's hard for them because they're in the same market as the New York Knicks. And the New York Knicks, I think, sell out games even when they're terrible. Like, people just love that franchise. But it's really good for them because they have something now with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving coming in to grab people's attention. It's good for them, and it's really great for their franchise. However, and you probably knew this was coming, I do not have much confidence in Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, and the fact I just don't think they're going to enjoy their stay in New York as much as they might think. I'm really actually very hesitant. So part of this comes from, over the years, there's been a lot of smoke with Kevin Durant. And I don't know what all is true. I will actually read you guys the rumors I've heard. But what I do know is that when there's smoke, there's usually fire. Everything I'm about to say might not all be true, but I'm sure some of it's true. And if none of it's true, there's something going on with Kevin Durant, right? We don't know. We only have speculation and rumors and reports. And who do you trust? His former teammates, yada, yada. But there's enough noise around Kevin Durant, and there has been for years. Clearly, there's something going on behind the scenes with Kevin Durant. And I think the root of it is that Kevin Durant, I believe, is highly insecure. So here's what we've all heard. We've heard that, Kevin Durant and Draymond Green, we saw it live. They had an argument. There's video of it. They had an argument very publicly at a basketball game earlier last year. And there are reports that Kevin Durant never got over it. He always was bothered by that altercation and incident he had with Draymond Green. Now, other people say that Kevin Durant was not a huge fan of the Warriors coach, Steve Kerr. I don't know how that's possible. Kevin Durant really fought that. He didn't like when people said that about him. And that, if anything's false, it's probably that one, because I think Steve Kerr is an amazing coach. I would love to play for him. But look, that's still a rumor that's been out there, and we go, what the heck? That's weird. And then there's the narrative coming from people like Kendrick Perkins that are saying that Kevin Durant felt unappreciated by the Golden State Warriors. And we all would point back to, there's a moment earlier in the Warriors' history with Kevin Durant where the president of basketball operations once made a joke. I think Bob Curry. I don't remember the guy's name. I forgot to write it down in my notes. Doesn't matter. The point is, the president of basketball operations for the Golden State Warriors made a joke saying that basically Steph Curry is more valuable to the Warriors than Kevin Durant. Because, Steph Curry jokingly, and this is very jokingly, said that he'd earned a contract extension and Kevin Durant had not. Like, clearly it's a joke because that statement's absurd. Kevin Durant was very valuable to the Golden State Warriors. But the joke is idiotic. If you're an NBA executive, leave jokes to stand-up comics. You're not a comedian. Don't make jokes, especially not about Kevin Durant, a guy who we know supposedly is bothered by a lot of stuff. He can't take a joke very well. So that joke was dumb, but Kevin Durant is very, very sensitive. That's what it seems like to me. Point is, time and time again with reports and rumors, again, Kevin Durant seems overly sensitive. Whether it's examples of him snapping back at people on social media, it just over and over again, Kevin Durant does not like to take a joke, doesn't like to take anything from people. He doesn't like being criticized. Kevin Durant is overly sensitive. And look, the Warriors were very kind. I know I'm rambling now, but the Warriors are very kind to Kevin Durant. I think there was a quote last year where their players were speaking about Kevin Durant, and they spoke about him with reverence. They said he's the best player on our team. I believe it was Steph Curry. It was Steph Curry, Andre Iguodala. One of them said Kevin Durant is the best player in the world. That is the ultimate, wow. They really respect Kevin Durant, and they did a lot to kiss his butt and be really nice to him. And if it's true that he felt underappreciated by the Warriors after all that, he's got some serious issues, and I think a lot of insecurity problems. So my opinion on Kevin Durant is he's insecure because where there's smoke, there's fire. Maybe what all I said was not true, but some of that's either true or that's enough reporting to go, yeah, something's going on with Kevin Durant. I think he's insecure. Now, not only is Kevin Durant insecure, Kyrie Irving has had reported incidents over the course of his career. First, he's had a lot of drama. He didn't get along with LeBron. He didn't like being second fiddle to LeBron James in Cleveland. That's a reported thing. And he demanded a trade. He got out of Boston. Or got out of... he did leave Boston. But Kyrie Irving got out of Cleveland to get away from LeBron. That's kind of weird. And then in Boston, Kyrie did not seem to get along with his head coach, Brad Stevens. And that's weird. Brad Stevens, I think, is the most genius NBA coach strategically. And Kyrie Irving reportedly didn't get along with him and didn't like what he was doing. That's weird to me. So where all this doom and gloom is going, the point is that my opinion is that Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, I've said this many times throughout this topic, they're two insecure human beings. And you're telling me you're going to pair them up and then put them together in the New York market. Again, signing those two superstars was great for the Nets, right? The Brooklyn Nets are winning. I really am concerned about how it's going to go for Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. There are two groups of fans in the sports world that have the highest percentage of irrational people. Irrational anger, irrational emotion. Just look at my YouTube comments. Where do all the crazy, weird, like a guy will comment the same thing 30 times on a video. It's always either New York or Dallas Cowboy fans. Dallas Cowboy fans and New York sports fans in general have the highest percentage of angry, irrational people. I'm not saying they all are, but of the bottom percentage is higher than like people in Toronto or people in Portland or people. Every group of people has people that are irrational and angry. But I've noticed over the years, I've done this show a while, is that people in New York and Dallas Cowboy fans have the highest percentage of irrational, angry people leaving angry comments and saying mean stuff. New York fans will eat you alive. And I do not think Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving can handle it. If you're going to deal with those people, Cowboy fans or New York sports fans, you got to have thick skin. Now, personally, I love it. Hey, New York, bring it on. I think it's fun. I think, one of my dream jobs, I would love to work in New York. I think it'd be fun. I think they would hate me, and I would just embrace. It would be so fun to be hated in New York. They would hate me, but some of them would like me. I think, the rational people at the top would enjoy it, and the people who are angry about stuff would just be angry, and I'd get lots of ratings. It'd be fun. But again, I go back to, I don't think Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving can handle it, especially because this is coming up next. Kevin Durant is hurt. He's going to be out for an entire year. And in January, irrational New York fans are going to start saying things like, "Where's Kevin Durant? He should be playing. We're spending all this money. We paid all this money for this bum who's not able to play." Which, that's ridiculous, but people are going to say that, I guarantee. And it's going to bother Kevin Durant. Because Kevin Durant's recovering from an Achilles injury. He might never be the same again, and he's not going to be the same for quite a while. So even when Kevin Durant does come back, and he's not 100%, it's still going to bother people in New York. And I don't think New York fans will ever be happy with Kevin Durant. I just don't. I don't see it. I think they're an angry group of people for the most part. No offense, but they're skeptical. And Kevin Durant is not going to be who he once was. And they're going to feel like they paid a lot of money for a guy who's not playing and not himself when he's not 100% and he comes back. Plus, here's another piece of drama coming up ahead for the Brooklyn Nets. By the time Kevin Durant does finally come back, Kyrie Irving's going to have been playing all year, if not an entire year, without Kevin Durant. It's going to become Kyrie's team. The Brooklyn Nets are going to be Kyrie's team, and then you're going to add Kevin Durant to it. That's a power struggle waiting to happen. I don't feel good about that at all. Look, I know they chose to join the same team, but man, I know Kevin Durant doesn't like what the media says about him, and I know Kyrie had problems with LeBron because he didn't like being second fiddle. So there's drama coming. I really am certain of it with the New York Knicks. They're going to be fun, right? They traded away D'Angelo Russell, but the Nets have Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, and they're going to win some games, but it's going to be really, really messy. And that's great for me. I love it. I get fun storylines and drama. I guarantee that's what's coming for the Brooklyn Nets is drama all over the place. But while that might be good for me and it might be good for you as sports fans, I don't think it's good for Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. And by the way, I know I said some stuff about New York sports fans because, look, you guys, you love being angry. You love leaving mean comments. I've had my fair share of them from you. But I do. I hope we can be friends. New York sports fans, I love you guys. I love your passion. I love your anger. I love how much you love your team. I love how much you hate your team sometimes. So I want to close off this topic with a friendly message to New York sports fans. If I offended you in this video, I'm sorry. I do really respect how much you love your teams, and I enjoy the back and forth I have with you guys. It's just been a fun run of the show. But yeah, your bottom half of people who are irrational and angry, it's higher than almost any other sports collective in the sports world. Not a bad thing. I think it's fun, but just be aware that is part of the stereotype of New York sports fans. My name is Zach Schaumler. This is my podcast, Strong Opinion Sports, and it is my favorite thing in the entire world. I love it. It is my dream to do this show, and it's my full-time job. And if you want to help support me, there's a couple things you can do. Number one, help me grow by telling your friends about Strong Opinion Sports. Share this on social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, I don't care. Screenshot it, put it on your Instagram story. Do me a giant favor. Help me grow by telling your friends about the show. That's the number one way you can help me no matter what. Another way you can help me if you want, you can support me on Patreon or PayPal. It's a huge help to me. My PayPal is paypal.me/Zach Schaumler. My Patreon account is patreon.com/Zach Schaumler. If you have no money to give, no problem. I totally understand. I'm a broke college kid myself. I get it. I've been there. But please, I ask, if you want to support me, the number one thing you can do to help me is tell your friends about Strong Opinion Sports. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is. Help me grow by telling your friends about this podcast. My name is Zach Schaumler. Thank you so much, and have a great day.